what's up guys? John here from the REI Contractor Show, Master Electrician with T&L Wiring Pros. So this is kind of our conclusion to our mini wiring series here. Feel free to ask me to go into any more detail on any other major ones, but we're just going to do a quick rundown. Today we are going to talk about the Electrical Safety Authority. A lot of people have misconceptions about this organization and we're going to go through it here. So first thing to understand is the Electrical Safety Authority is not run by your city, okay? It is a private organization. It is one of the only private organizations in Canada with the power of law behind it. There's a thing called the Electricity Act, which they are designated to, enforce is basically the word. The Electrical Safety Authority is actually a pretty good organization to work with, but it's certainly not one you want to mess with. First things first is that every wiring install done in a house needs a ESA permit, okay? That doesn't mean that if you're swapping out a light fixture for a light fixture, or you're changing out a bad plug to a bad plug, that you need a permit, but pretty much everything else does. Key thing to know, as a homeowner, if you own the property, you have the right to work on your own home. But you still require an ESA permit. If you go and add wiring, it is still illegal for you to do that without an ESA permit. Here's the key to know working with electricians. Let's just pretend, which I am, but I'm just a regular licensed electrician. It is illegal for you to hire me. It is illegal for me to take money from you. If I am a master electrician, it is illegal for you to hire me or take money from I'm going to take money for you to do wiring. We have to work with as licensed electrical contractors, okay? They're called LECs in Ontario. You can find every licensed electrician, electrical contractor on the ESA website, which is esasafe.com. And that is the only way you can legally hire someone to come in your house. And the fines are quite hefty on this. They actually publish once a month in their monthly magazine, all the people that have been fined for violations of the Electricity Act. So even though this guy might work for an electrical contractor, you cannot pay him on the side. They do have a massive enforcement agency. Their fines are quite hefty, and if you really mess with them, they've put people in jail. Most of the time, if you're working with them, you do what you're supposed to do. You take out a permit. Even if you screw up the work, they'll help you. Their inspectors are they're ex-electricians. Most of them are great guys. They're there to help you. Don't be afraid of them. They're actually pretty good to work with. If you've been caught doing work without, they are good people to work with. If you go and get yourself, take out a permit right away, engage an electrician right away, do it yourself, they will work with you. If you try to avoid them or not listen to them, they will hammer you. They have people like scoutering in the shadows all the time. For a good example is that our wiring company used to be mixed with our renovation company, and we decided to separate it for strategic reasons. And 2 days before our license went live with the ESA, because I had to switch it from one company to another, we had an ad on one of the advertising sites, and we got calls from them right away because technically it wasn't legal. That was our fault. That's how closely guarded they are, right? So again, not a bad people to work with, nothing to be scared of. One thing you need to worry about is, here's a question I get all the time, is that because people that want to do renovations but don't want building permits, they think that they can't have an electrical permit. They're okay. One thing to know is that the building inspector and inspectors do not talk. They don't, unless there's a major structure, big problems. So don't be afraid to have an electrical permit if you're trying to avoid a building permit. I'm not promoting avoiding building permits, but people, we all know we do it. Don't be afraid to bring an electrical inspector. They do not talk. An average electrical permit fee is like $150, something like that, $200 tops. If you were to do wiring without a permit, and God forbid a fire happened and they come to investigate and they don't have a permit, and the ESA proves they don't have a permit, they will not give you insurance. I've seen it too many times. Because the Electricity Act is part of the, I don't know the legal terms, I'm sorry, but they can criminally hold you responsible for any major deaths, damages. It's pretty scary stuff. It's not something we want to mess with. I mean, no disrespect to our plumber friends, but we have a plumbing problem. We get our feet wet. If we have a fire, get electrocuted, we can die, right? It's just not something we want to mess with. Not trying to be scary here. It's just something near and dear. I've seen it all back in all the years, and I've heard some horror stories. So it's not something to mess around with, but do not be afraid to get that permit, even if you're doing something building related. Well, guys, it's been a lot of fun. If there's anything you want more detail about, please let me know. I'll gladly go into more detail. There's a ton of knowledge, obviously, with electrical, and I don't want to bore you. So Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you have any questions. It's been a lot of fun. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.